Alright guys, so you guys seen the title of this video, and that's exactly what happened. I lost control, and it didn't turn out too good. Did not turn out too good at all. Basically wiped out half of my account, so now my account's definitely at an all-time low, but at a good note, I don't live off this account. I have a full-time job, and this is basically a practice account, so I was actually expecting to eventually lose this account. That's usually what happens when you start trading. You do end up blowing up one or two accounts. Hopefully for most people it's small accounts and money that they could afford to lose. And I'm not saying afford to lose like anyone could afford to lose money, but wouldn't take a big hit if they did lose the money. So I still have funds in the account. It's under $500 now. So it'd be hard to trade. I'm still going to trade with this account. I'm not going to add money to it quite yet. Eventually I will transfer my Robinhood account over. I'm just waiting for some cruise line stock I have to become more profitable before I close that position out. Because once the sailing order opens back up, I think all that stuff's going to go back up. So let's get to this trade today. And it wasn't on Apple. I don't know why I have Apple pulled up. But it's going to be a recap. This is a pretty long video, I think. Let's see how long this video is. It's 26 minutes, so I'm going to fast forward through a lot of this stuff. I thought that... So it was on the SPY, and I ended up buying puts today because the SPY's been selling off, and I just figured the way it was looking that it would be a good day to get in puts. Yesterday I got in puts and I did alright, and I had made a trend line, as you can see. The high of day was 337.83. So the SPY likes to go up and down most of the day, and it makes these big uptrends and downtrends for support and resistance. You can usually see it. It's usually around the 200 MA, and then it usually does find support if you don't see it's going to be too bullish for the day. This is still kind of early. It's not even 10 o'clock. But I wasn't really looking, I was more looking at the test of the high of day over trend lines. And I wasn't really seeing the big picture. So the 333 puts were about $40 a contract, and there was a good amount of volume. So I decided to try to get in. I could buy a good amount of contracts. I think I had 650 for buying power. So I ended up getting in with 10 contracts. And because this tested the 337 and we already had a trend down, then up, then down, then up, I was pretty sure if I got in now that it was going to fail and I'd be able to ride the momentum down, or whatever, just get a quick scalp in. I could have been positive $10 for the day, but in my head it wasn't enough, so I was waiting for more. When I could have got out and been profitable $10 and made more trades, because I only used around $400 buying power for this trade. But let's just get into it. So, it's dropping, and I thought I was going to cancel it because I thought I missed it. But once I went to cancel, before I could even cancel this order, it actually, the 1 minute candle bounced back up and filled me. So let me make it so you guys can see. So as you can see, I have 10, I'm filled at 29 or 30. And in my head, I'm saying, okay, over 337.80 at trend line, then it's going to break high a day and I'm going to get out. Probably be $50 loss. So here, plus 5. And man, this the theta on these 0-day expirations, like I keep saying, it eats at these quick. Cause I got in and I'm still negative, and I got in probably above where this candle opened. I'm still negative. So it's hard to unless you're catching momentum on these 0-day expirations. So here, $20, and I didn't sell it. I didn't sell it right there. I'm so stupid, and I so regret it. Because it hit the 20 on the P&L. I probably would have got $10. So there I start to get a little aggravated. Let me just fast forward this because I could just talk all day about. Same thing here. $10. I had 2 opportunities to sell this. Again, did not click the button. For me, $10 wasn't enough. Then here we go. Now I'm just kicking myself. I'm frustrated at this point. I was looking at my. So there, broke high day. Now I don't know what to think. I'm like, is this thing going to hold it, or is it just going to fail back down? Because the SPY's known for just coming up here and then going back down here, then going back up and back down. So negative 85. My average price is 32, I guess I got it at. And I did the dumbest thing today. So now this thing is bullish as hell. Let's just fast forward. Here we go. I'm still hanging on to it. Up and up it goes. Like a freaking balloon that was let go outside. Negative 165. So here we go. So I'm like, man, this thing can't get to 339. It seemed like on the level 2 there was a resistance level of 339. So me, I decide to scale in 10 contracts because now they're $22 a piece. So I have 275 of buying power left. So I figure if I get in 10 more contracts at 20 or 21, that's going to bring my average down. It only brought my average down to 29. So from 32 to 29. So now I'm in this thing 20 contracts, right? Like, alright, this thing's got to fail. Okay, here we go. So now I'm feeling a little optimistic. Like, alright, maybe you're going to see a hard fail here. So this was a key indicator for me right here to buy a put. Because we had confirmation that this thing wasn't going to break high day. Red, a little green, almost like a doji candle. And then still started to fail. And then this happened. You know, I would have never, ever in a million years said to myself, let me buy a call option right now on this candle. You know, it's hard making these videos, but I'm going to be transparent and show all my wins and all my losses. Now with options, yeah, the wins are good with a small account. $60 off a $500-600 account in one trade is pretty good, but the losses are even worse. Because you have the stock move against you plus the theta, which starts to eat at it faster as it goes gets cheaper and cheaper. People don't want to buy these contracts. So I ended up stepping away from the computer for a while. I had to go take care of my daughter. So I was just like, you know what? I just keep telling myself it's just a practice account. Don't take it too serious. It's real money, and it is $500-600, but it's still a. I don't want to lose the whole thing. So I'm just saying, if this thing, I'll let this thing see what happens. I'll take a 300. I'll cut my account in half. I'll take a $300 loss. Like, man, all this green, this thing has to turn around. So there's a nice drop. This is when I think that this is going to be my time to shine, because I was waiting and waiting and waiting for this thing to pull back to the 10 moving average, or 9. This is a 9 or 10. Usually a break under and a hold of a 1 minute candle is a definite sign of a reversal. So I'm like, all right, here we go. This thing could not hold this and break above. Can this candle break? Can this candle close and hold below? Why is my battery running low? Hang on. Even on the 5 minute candle. So I'm thinking to myself, all right, so this thing I can at least take, if I could get my loss under $100. But then once that happens, then you don't want to take the loss because it's moving in your favor. It's such a mind. The stock market is such a mind game. It messes with your mind so much. It's just practice, practice, practice. You have to trade a lot and just get used to controlling your emotions and controlling your actions. So I'm like, all right, so I added to my position to get my average down. I think I added at the perfect spot. I think I caught almost the top. Do I get my 110? Yeah. So right here, I start to see green, and my P&L was under 100 for a second. I can't find it. It was at like $90. So now it's just trekking sideways, consolidating. Like, man, this thing is under the 9 moving average now. It's gotta. This is good. In my eyes, this is good. Down $110. I'm like, if it could stay under this moving average, I'm not cutting my losses yet. But nope. Jumps right back up. Jumps right back up. Some hard green can. I'm like, ah, oh, God, this is not looking good. It's hard to cut a loss, even on account. Even on a small account, which is a practice, even on a practice account, it's still real money. It's tough to cut the loss. It's like, where do I cut this thing? And man, 290, I'm like, all right, I gotta get out. 270, there we go, I got out. Right there. So 283. Took a loss at 283. Might be my biggest loss so far. Was it the week before? It was 2 weeks ago. I took a loss around the same price, around 275 to $300. So those are two big losses. I mean, I have small gains, which kind of, I was cutting the losses for a while, but with small $50, $60 gains and two $300 losses, I have to figure out something else. I have to figure out a new strategy. I have to put stop losses in. It's hard to put a stop loss in. I feel like it's harder to put a stop loss in with options. But I think I just have to start doing it. And something in my head told me, you know what? Just hang on to this thing till the end of the day. It'll break back down. You'll make some money back. Who cares? If you lose it, you lose it. And good thing I didn't do that. Because I cut my losses. Let's see. So this is right now. So let's look at where we are at right now. Let's see. And I did take one more trade, but I broke even on it. Today's orders. Order history. 20. 10.20. Actually, I took a loss on that second one too for $1. And this was a long trade. 10.20 I bought. No, 10.02 or 9.55. So 9.55 to 10.20. So you're talking 25 minutes. I was going with this. I was riding this trade out just to lose all that money. I bought 10 at 38, then 10 at 20, which brought my average to 29. Then I sold them at 15. 10.20. So right so I sold right here 9.55. So I bought on this candle right here, right underneath this 337.80, the high day at the time, which clearly. And then I sold at 10.20, sold them all at this candle. But look at this. So even up here, that would have been like negative 380, because I checked the contract price right there. So I would have been negative 380, so that's another $100. And it's breaking down now, but for it to get all the way underneath, and then the theta will eat at it, so I would need, even to break even, if the price got down to 330, say 337.50, I probably still wouldn't even break even. I mean, it's got a long ways. Probably $2. Right around $2. A $2 drop I would probably break even off this trade, which isn't going to happen. So that's it. I don't know if I'm going to trade tomorrow. I might take tomorrow off and just figure something out as far as a strategy. As far as a cutting my losses strategy, this should have worked out. This is crazy. I mean, there's no way I would have bought a call with the fail of high day. But then again, looking at the big picture, I was above VWAP. I'm above the 200 moving average, above the 50, above the 10. It's above everything. So I wasn't looking. I should have been looking at both. Like, all right, we didn't break high day, but we're still above. So let's see what happens. Let's see if we break or if we fail below here. That's what I should have waited for. But I am learning. So from this big loss, there's definitely lessons that have been learned. So now I know if I get in this scenario again, to wait for the break or the fail. And that's exactly what I'll do. So I'll see you guys in the next video. Maybe it'll be tomorrow. Maybe it'll be a day after. My account is, let's look. So 370.